everybody, and welcome to the live stream today. Hope you guys are enjoying yourself. This is the first one, of course, Hex Token channel. Your host, Superman, in the house. And, of course, we're going to have a lot of fun. Now, it's raining here today, and I know that Sandy Beach is out there in the summer enjoying that. So, a big shout out to Sandy. They're somewhere on the beaches, I guess, on the, is it the East Coast? Never Eat Soccer Beach. Yeah, East Coast. I think she's on the East Coast there, the United States. So, big shout out to Sandy Beach. A big welcome to everybody, of course, in the chat. Let's get into it. We're going to get into the stock market news, into Hex prices. Ecosystem prices are rising. And we're going to look at the Hex daily stats. We're going to look at Icosa day number 10. The day number 10, it is day number 10. And, of course, 14 days for the what's up NFT minting phase. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's get into the house, though, and see who's in there. And we got Stake Hex there. Let's go, Hex Token. Woohoo! Good to see Stake Hex in the house. Big welcome from Hex Token, of course. And hey, John, woo, John Williams from good old New Zealand. I've got to go there sometime. New Zealand looks like a really beautiful place. Big shout out to John for the super sticker as well. $5 super sticker. And of course, it has got, what's the sticker say? I think it says something pretty cool. Let's have a look here. How's it going? I like that with a little cat. A nice one. A big bow down from Superman. And a way to go. Appreciate that. We got Brennan in the house as well. Howdy, Superman. Good to see Brennan. Ted Nelson as well is in there too. Everybody smash the like and ring the bell on the way in. Absolutely. The thumbnail is accurate, says Brennan. Yeah, I pretty much stole that from the investing.com site. That's okay. It's pretty accurate, and that's for sure. Dave Down Under says that exciting day is closer. You're 1 day closer to Pulsechain. We're getting there. And Wookie's in the house there. We're all on the move, and it's up. Woohoo! Go, Superman, says Wookie. Nice one, Superman. Wookie. And of course, Granted in the house there. I'm not late. No, you just started just at the beginning. KD's in the house. Good to see you, KD. And hey, everybody, to KD as well. We got the ducks in the bread. Haven't played the ducks music for some time, so it's been a little while now. Pumpkin Owl as well. Hoot, 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 hoot. Good to see you, Pumpkin Owl. Bizology in the house with the tacos and the ducks. I like it. Very nice mouth. It's a long time ago since I had Taco Bell on the border, and I would like to do that again sometime. Man, I do love eating at American restaurants. It's like going to a theme park for us Kiwis. That's for sure. Brendan's in the house there. Hexologist had Richard on the show today, did he? Oh man, that's amazing. No, I missed that altogether. That's really, really cool. And of course, I think Hexo must have you know how you have those presidential those red phone lines to the president. I think Hexologist must have one of those. Dan Smith in the house. Shimon, lovely people. How goes it? Good to see you, Damon. Shimon and InvestX RH ecosystem is the best. Absolutely, InvestX. Absolutely, big shout out to you in the channel. Building out cool dApps for the people. And of course, Seth's in the house there as well. Good to see you, Seth. Matey's in the house there. Hello. And let's go. Absolutely. Let's go. Let's warm up. Okay, let's go for it. We're going to get into the stock market news first, get into crypto, and then get into the Hex ecosystem prices and much, much more. Stay tuned. All right, so here we are. We've had a good day in the office. After having a couple of red days on the markets, we had several weeks of green weeks and then a couple of red days. Like I said, we're going to be a period of volatility. Ever since, the markets have gone off their highs, they're going to chink down lower. So the staircase lower is what I'm expecting. And, of course, here we are with the Dow Jones down 60 points there, 0.2%. Now, the Dow Jones is the top 30 industrials in the United States, at least a basket thereof. And, of course, they're at 32,969 is the index there. S&P 500 is down 12 points to 4140. Down 0.3%. The Nasdaq with all the tech companies in it is down 50 points. Oh, sorry, it's up. They're all up. Sorry, I should say they're all up as today. I don't know why I'm saying they were down. They're all up green. They're all green today. Up 50 points, 0.4% there, and of course at 12,431. Phew, lucky I caught that in good time. Now, the dollar index there is pretty flat there at 108 versus the trading partners. That's the way it goes. Let's look at the commodities. We've got West Texas crude oil at $95.26, up 37 cents. And that is a Brent oil there up $101 to 73 cents there, and that's at $1.51. and that's up over 1.5%. So you can see a bit of increasing in oil prices lately. So let's get into the gold. The gold's currently up $4 to $1,765. Silver at $19, up almost 10 cents there as well. And that's pretty much it for the commodities there. So we're going to jump into the highlights of the commentary. Dow ends higher, led by energy and the Jackson Hole eyed. So this is around the Fed Reserve rate hikes coming. So we'll have a look at that. The Dow climbed Wednesday as a late surge in energy and gains in consumer stocks supported the broader market. So energy and consumer stocks there lifting the market. With just a day to go until Federal Reserve officials kick off the Jackson Hole Economic Symposium. So the market's hoping to get some indications of how hawkish or dovish the Fed will be. It's probably more hawkish, just a matter of degree. Energy jumped more than 1%, underpinned by rising oil prices as progress on reviving their Iran nuclear deal took a slight knock on news that the US won't consider additional concessions demanded by Iran. So for me, the approach by the administration on this is terrible. But at least there is some shining light there that they won't offer additional concessions demanded by Iran. So that's probably pretty good. Revival of the 2015 Iran nuclear deal could pave the way for Tehran to resume crude exports and help alleviate energy prices. Of course, you know where a lot of the revenue is going to go from the crude exports. It's going to go back into this nuclear program. So it's a no-brainer there. That's always been the case. The consumer sector was led higher by cruise stocks after Jefferies, citing its latest checks on cruise tickets, said that ticket prices were showing signs of stabilizing at higher levels. So that's kind of cool, seeing the consumer sector there and cruise stocks are rising. So you got Royal Caribbean Cruises, Carnival and Norwegian Cruise. I think a lot of them are out of Miami, Florida, right? They go out of Miami, Florida. So they're all doing pretty well there. Retail stocks closed 1% lower, weighed down by a fall in Nordstrom on disappointing guidance. There's a little bit down on the retail there. Tech stocks were off the lows, but struggled to rack up gains as investors appear wary of making bullish bets on the sector, with just days to go with the Federal Reserve officials, including Chairman Jerome Powell, are expected to deliver fresh clues on the monetary policy. As I say, this is continuing to be the big deal. And of course, I've talked about in my video several weeks ago about the window of opportunity right up until the Fed announcement there on the 25th September. And of course, we have this meeting here with the Jackson Hole Economic Symposium. Then in September, we're going to have August inflation and employment data. There's going to be pretty critical numbers feeding into their decision. And of course, we're going to have on the 25th September, the interest rate rises. So how hawkish will it be is probably going to be the case, and how that will impact markets. Up until that point, we have a bit of a window of opportunity for markets to do their thing. Whether they're going to fly or not is up to the markets, but they have a bit of a window to do that. And of course, possibly in October, November, we may see more negative markets, and maybe that pullback in the cryptos as well, down to that 11, 12K, maybe 14K, something like that is definitely possible. Now, the expectation is for a hawkish tone from the central bank officials, but the degree of hawkishness will be key. And that's really the key here, is the degree of hawkishness. How hawkish will it be? That's pretty much it. Now, there's a few bit of updates there about chip makers. We're going to jump through all that. And, of course, on the economic front, the data were mixed as durable goods orders slowed by more than expected, and while pending home sales fell less than expected. That's probably good for the property market, although we do think that the market's going to catch up on the property. We have seen signs of weakness already coming into the homes and the home market. So we're going to keep watching that narrative in the next 6 to 9 months ahead. As mortgage rates are steady, home sales will likely reach a floor before the end of the year. So that's coming up there. So we're going to watch that pretty closely. That's pretty much it for the economic news. Let's jump into crypto. And let's just let me just put that comment away there. We've got BTC at 21,473. This was actually higher about an hour ago. This was up at 21,600. So it's just tapered off a little bit there. They were both green before the live stream. Just shows you crypto can move around a lot, and it's down 0.4% there. Ethereum at 1658, down a little bit there too, 1/3%, and BNB at 296, down 0.8% there. That's kind of where the markets are at the moment. So we're going to jump into the Hex price there. Hex not doing too badly at the moment, on the move up, as I said in the video title. So that's pretty cool. So we're currently at 5.128 cents at the moment. So slowly inching its way back up after a pretty big pullback, relatively speaking, from 7.6 cents with the lead up to Icosa launch, and then just pulled back since then. We got down to a low of 4 cents, which was pretty dramatic, but then closed out the day at 4.5 cents. We're currently at the moment at 5. Well, we just went down slightly, so we're at 5, just under 5.1 cents at the moment. And our green candle got red. Now, this particular candle's got 12 hours to go in it, so it just depends on which chart you're looking at. But this particular setup has got 12 hours to go on DEX tools here. Now, the top of the Bollinger Band, the top 95% price is currently 7 cents. The bottom down here is just under 4 cents at 3.99, so basically 4 cents. So there's a 3 cent range from the top to the bottom of the Bollinger Bands. The 50% mark in red is 5.5 cents, and so it's right in the middle there. Now, the EMA, the yellow line there, EMA 13, is currently at 5.1 cents, which is basically where the market price is at the moment. And of course, this here could be very short-lived. We get some nice little price action. This EMA 13 could cross back, because at the moment it's kind of like a bearish trend reversal. So we're at a pretty important juncture here. Obviously, we want to see this yellow line cross back over the red line and make this a very short bearish reversal here. Because we had a very steep pullback, we want this slowly to creep back up on the buy side. So let's have a look to see if we've got any clues on that. And let's have a look at the DMI. The DMI shows you that the buyers here are in control at the moment versus the sellers. So that's one clue that we're probably heading in the right direction. The RSI is down at 45, so it's almost at 50% there. That's kind of on the uptrend though. So uptrend is your friend. And of course, this is probably a more important one here, the stochastic RSI. The buyers, we've got a nice trend reversal to the upside, and this has got plenty of room to move. So generally, the probability for more likely the price to go up, despite the EMA 13 below the 50% Bollinger Band. And so this may be short-lived. We saw some short-lived action back here. We saw this double cross here with the EMA 13. So still more positive than bearish at the moment. So moving higher pretty much. And of course, we see that in the rest of the charts as well. So, but we have had quite a bit of buying over the recent times. And of course, we've had a lot of whale alerts. So this is an article from Watcher.guru. We've covered these a couple of times. This is from Vinod D'Souza here, 24th of August. Whale alert, Hex undergoes buying spree as markets briefly recovered. Now, obviously, the market's changed a little bit since then, but this is basically just going the fact that there's been lots of big, whale buys coming in. Hex whale purchases this week, so just showing all the tokens purchased and the dollars that have been purchased, and just adding those up. 79 million Hex tokens were picked up by whales, worth 3.7 million this week. On the other hand, more investors staking millions of tokens for 5 years and above. So just showing that, been a nice little uplift in purchases. And of course, staking has been dramatic, of course, with Icosa. There's actually missing a lot of analysis in here. It also doesn't indicate whether that's a net number either, but we're generally, we had that on the upside. So that's probably what this article is talking about. So lacks quite a bit of context, rationale, but it does show basically we had quite a nice little buying uplift. Of course, we saw that back here. So obviously that's not in the case here. Obviously, maybe they're referring to some price action in here. It really doesn't give a lot of context. But in any case, we've got the whale bot. The whale bot is good. So we're going to go through that. So 16 hours ago, we had 3.7 million Hex bought for 189,000. We've got 6.7 million sold 14 hours ago for 338,000. We've got 50 million Hex stake for 13 days. Just shows you how many T-shares you get. 50 million Hex give you 2,237 T-shares. I bet many of you would love that. That'd be pretty nice, right? Cool. We got what else there? 7 hours ago, 4.8 million Hex bought for 250,000. So it's $250,000 cool hard cash there. And of course, then 35 minutes ago, we had 3.4 million Hex sold for 173,000. So just the way it goes. And let's have a look at see any details on that. Hexicat likes that. And of course, this one here, let's see if there's any information about that. Somi says Whale 90A, a Wallet 90A, I should say, USDC lover, has 8 stakes for 2.6 million total Hex, 2.3 million due in 2030. USDC lover has 2.1 million USDC dry powder, got Hex 994 days ago at the very start, has a side wallet that I found secretly, has 93k USDC sitting in that. So there we are. That is the seller that just went through. USDC love. I think this is a little bit funny, but there we are. That's their current position on their main wallet. In any case, they look like they're definitely a Hex OG there. So cool. All right. Just the way it goes. Let's come back up here. That is pretty much the whale bot. We're going to get into the rest of the market, the quad charts. Before we do that, let's catch up on some of the comments. Brennan says it was a cardboard cutout of Richard. Says Brennan. Oh, right. Okay, cool. You're talking about on Hexo's channel. That's funny. He trolled us, says Brennan. Yeah, he likes doing that. It's a sense of humor. The good old Hexo. What's up? Yeah. We got Archie in house. Hey, good to see Archie. Who else is in there? Jump through some of those. Tintop, good to see Tintop. Lies Beneath in the house. Hello, how are you today? Very good, Lies Beneath. Here is the ultimate strategy, of course, for the ecosystem Hex, EX, PLS, and PLSX for the win. And it's going to be pretty epic. Man, I think we're going to see some pretty, when Pulsechain launches, some pretty large liquidity pool between EHEX and PHEX. I think there might be a few people in the retail that may end up not selling the EHEX. So it's going to be funny to see that play out. We got Dan Smith in the house there. Good to see you, Dan. And lots of funny comments in there, Dan. I don't think I'm going to be able to read all those. Good to see you, Dan. What else? Crypto Rat, Jim Rat Crypto's in the house. I'm feeling bullish. So am I, Jim Rat Crypto. And keep up the great work, the content creators. I really do enjoy consistent content creators out there. Jim Rat Crypto is one of those. So big shout out to him. Also helping the community with fitness. That really is a big deal. So I really appreciate what you do out there, Jim Rat Crypto. Hope everyone is doing good. Absolutely. Taking the shows are amazing. Thanks for always being here, says Jim Rat Crypto. You're welcome. And right back at you. You do amazing stuff on your channel. What else? We got Dirty Paws in there. Good to see you all. Hey, Dirty Paws. And Richard as well. Any price prediction for Hedron and Hex over the next 6 months to a year, says Richard. Well, I wasn't planning on anything like that at this stage. All I know is that it's going to be bullish for Hedron, particularly up into November. And I covered a lot of that yesterday, Richard, in the video, that because we've got a big payday coming up for Hedron. So I'll talk more about that when I get to the price. DHEX in the house as well. Hey, what's going on here, says DHEX. I don't know. It's crazy. The community's getting together and we're looking at price charts. What could be more insane than that? We love it, though. We love it. Uncle Will, another day of Hex retirement and Hexco. I like that. And how would you like me to start my own YouTube, says the Pulse player. Just get out there, find out your identity that you want to do, what you want to talk about. You got to love what you want to talk about, and then get out and do it, Pulse player. And of course, then if people like what you do, then they're gonna watch you and stuff like that. You just got to be consistent. That's the number one thing, consistency, and then tweak your channel. Just learning more and more about how the algorithm works and what people like is the way to go on that one. But hey, more content creators, the better. That'd be really cool. Now, all right, so let's get into it. We got Hedron on the right here. So let's get into that. We're going to be doing Icosa update day number 10. Now, you guys know I'm going to be covering a day 1 to 14 because of the what's the NFT phase. So I'm going to cover the data after that. I'll stop updating on the daily data. I'm just doing the first 14 days. So that's probably the most significant from the what's the NFT issuance because that is over after that, right? Then we'll have Icosa staking, Hedron staking, and then of course HSI buybacks will continue. So that's going to be cool. But I'm just covering HSI buybacks until the end of day 14. All right, so cool. Now, if you didn't see the numbers, I did some numbers on HSI sellbacks yesterday in the second live stream. So check that out if you want to see some numbers, and that's daily numbers as well with a nice little chart as well. So that's cool. Now, what have we got here? We've got Hedron at 2,507. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. It's still got plenty of room to move on the RSI as well. And the top of the day was at 2,685. And the bottom was at 2,245. We're currently at 250. So 2,500. We're near the top. And of course, this chart's got 10 minutes to go in this particular chart. in the day. So this is going to roll over to a new day in 10 minutes. And that's looking really nice. So pretty cool. Remember the all-time high was way back here up at 7132, 7130, no, 7272, so 7,200. So we've got plenty of room to move to there. Now, remember, there is a lot of volume in the total supply, but quite a bit of it has been locked up in the Icosa Hedron staking. And, of course, November is going to be bonanza for HSI liquidations. And, of course, tens of thousands of T-shares up for grabs. There's going to be all the winning bids get burned in Hedron, so there's going to be a massive deflation event there. There's going to be a massive inflation event for Icosa. When I say massive, relatively speaking, because there's still going to be, not that much. I mean, it's going to be many multiples higher than it is now, which we're around about 10 million. But this is going to be really epic for the ecosystem in November with all the HSIs coming. So it's going to be cool. At the moment, the price is at 2,500, and I know that there's quite a few people out there getting pretty hyped up about the future for Hedron. So check that out. Now, we've already talked about a couple of the pump mentals, but we're going to jump down to Icosa first and have a look at that. So we've got Icosa at $1.53, and that's pretty much, pegging to the Hex price with the arbitrage opportunity between selling HSIs to the Icosa contracts. So it's pretty tight, the price range there. Not a lot in it if you're trying to play that game. And, of course, we're going to have a quick look at Maxi. I got no update from the team for Maxi, but the launch is imminent. Like, it's coming up close. Not imminent. It's not quite right word. Soon. And maybe the day I'm picking, maybe the day after the WhatsApp NFTs are finished, the 28th. Maybe we'll get this launching as early as the 29th. So I think that's pretty cool. Let's see how that goes. Obviously, I'm not the team. We'll wait for the official announcement. That's kind of, I feel that the team will probably honor the WhatsApp NFT and then launch after that. So we could get that at the end of the month. Or the beginning of September, we will see, because Dipcatch is not speaking at Pulsechain now, right? So that's cool, as far as we know. So because Pulsechain seems to be not on as it was. So cool. All right, so there we are. We got the price at the moment for Maxi is currently at 9 cents, which is pretty nice. Let's see what the premium is versus X. Premium here is running. Is currently 77%, so definitely looking weaker. But I think that as soon as we get some news around the launch of the perpetuals and the team token, this will all probably move up higher again, maybe back to its 100% premium, which is a two hex for every one Maxi. So we'll see how that goes. Remember that the Hedron deployer burned 1 million Maxi, and that was pretty benevolent of the Hedron deployer. Maybe that's a signal for the future. Maybe it's going to operate similar to the Origin account and the Sacrifice accounts. Obviously, the Sacrifice accounts, we still got to see what that will do, but the Origin account, nevertheless, we'll be watching for that. That's cool. Let's jump into the details. How are we doing for time? Yeah, we're doing pretty well. So we're going to come back to the BNB charts and the airdrops. Let's come back to that. We're going to get into the Hex data stats later too. That's coming up, and we're going to get straight into. And let me just move that around. We're going to get straight into Icosa, and we're going to be doing update day number 10, folks. Day number 10. And I haven't got to bring up the Icosa app to get the actual results. Let's bring that up. So day number 10, Icosa results. Let's get into it. And let me just make that a bit smaller. You just log on to Icosa. And we're going to look at the points first and then the tokens second for the Icosa day number 10. So let's do that. Let me just refresh this one more time. All right, so here we are. Day number 10 results for Icosa. And, of course, we got 39.44 billion points in Icosa staking, 39.44 billion points. Hedron staking at 65,978 trillion points, 65,978 trillion points for Hedron staking. WhatsApp NFTs, we got 15.95 trillion points for WhatsApp NFTs. These are we are all SA. SA means source account. So it's 15.95 trillion points. The average NFT size, 1.1 billion points. And the total supply, 14,407 WhatsApp NFTs. Pretty awesome. 10 days, 4 days to go. I think we're going to get a bit of a balloon demand at the end. And who knows what this could end up being. So we had a poll way back at the beginning, at 10 days ago or so. And the people thought that we would be under 20,000. That was the top top choice. The second choice, there would be about 80,000. That was not the case. And of course, we're down at the 20,000 mark still. I think that's kind of where we are going to be. So remember that once this is over, it is over. And whoever's got what's NFTs, that is it. We've seen a lot of whale plays into this. A lot of large holders have gone into What's and accumulated a whole ton of what's NFTs because they're going to earn a Icosa yield forever. And of course, they get 100% of the bonuses from the staking pools. So pretty cool. Let's have a look at also HSI buybacks have been going pretty well also. So let's get into the actual numbers. Those are the points on the DApp platform for day 10. Let's get into the actual results. So we're going to jump to the blockchain, see how much the Icosa is. So there's 842,300 Icosa total supply. This is kind of the liquid Icosa, and it's 979 holders of that at the moment. Let's have a look at that. So we're going to add up that with the staking supply to get a sort of a total supply. So 842, we're going to go to the contract, scroll all the way down to function number 18, Icosa staked supply. And that tells us that we got 145,000. So we're going to add that together, 9145. That means that, that I knew that wasn't going to work. They must have some other formula in there. That's the old calculator, but we're going to add that up again. 9,145,000 plus 842, and that gives us 9,987,000. So basically 10 million is where we're at there. 9,987,000 is how much Icosa is in the market. When we get to November, of course, we're going to have a bonanza. Remember that Icosa pay out there for Icosa staking relative to the Hedron being burned. So we're going to have a massive burning event in November, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, all the way through the 2 weeks, big payday, as I call it, a big payday fortnight that's coming up. And of course, that's divided by the share rate, right? Divided by the share rate. Remember, Icosa and Hedron are linked into the Hex share rate, and that moderates their inflation over time, which the share rate's going up to the right. So that means that the inflation is decreasing over time. So it means the total inflation will be, growing at a slower rate. Pretty much that's where it goes. All right, cool. Now let's have a look here with that is the Icosa numbers. So we were talking about Icosa points there. Those are the Icosa supplies, about 10 million supply there, and we saw that the amount of stakes is 9.1 million in Icosa there. Pretty cool. Now, obviously, let's look at the Hedron. So we're going to have a look at the Hedron staking now. That's at 66,000 trillion points. But in terms of the amount of Hedron stakes, so let's jump to there. Let's refresh this. So we've got 94.5 trillion Hedron. Remember, when Icosa gets staked, it gets burned like Hex does when Hex gets staked, but Hedron, it doesn't. So that's why it just sits in a wallet here on the blockchain when it gets staked. And of course, we've got 15.5 trillion Hedron staked here at the moment, so 16.4%. But of course, if you exclude the Origin account and other Hex Godwell and things like that, then you're probably going to get a very, very high amount that's staked. I don't know the actual number. People have mentioned over 50%, but I still don't know what the number is. Let me know if you have seen anybody comment on that. All right, cool. So that's kind of where we are there. And now we're going to have a look at Wattses down the bottom here. Now, we're obviously talking about there being 14,400 Wattses, so let's go check that. We're going to refresh that on the blockchain here. So we've got 14,408 Wattsa NFTs. There are 4,749 owners. Now, you don't see that on the DApp, so that gives you an idea of who owns that. Now, that's about 3 to 1. So every holder's got about 3 on average Wattses. But of course, if we go to the holders here, we can see the top, the whale list here for the Wattsa NFTs. There's some big holders. Look at those big holders with tons and tons of NFTs. What that means is they can do it like a staking ladder. They can take out NFTs and capture the yield, because once you take your NFT out and capture the yield, you're out of the pool. So at the moment, we've got 14,408 people in a big pool, if you imagine it. And of course, as soon as people hop out of the pool, I've had enough of being in there, they're out and they cannot get back in. And so it gets down to a last man standing. It's a pretty fun part. Of course, we've got 4 days to go for people to get these Wattsa NFTs. It's going to be fun to see that play out. Let's jump. Let's see what it takes to get in the top page here. You would need to have 21 NFTs. That's gone up by 1 from yesterday. It was at 20, so it's gone up to 21 now to get on the front page. So cool. Let's get on to, so that is the Wattses there. So we'll look at that. Now let's get on to the Hedron deployer. Actually, before we do that, let's just do the HSI stakes here. There's the amount of HSI stakes moving around here at the moment, 1,209, 499 holders. Now, if you saw my video yesterday, actually go through the Hedron numbers. We'll actually briefly look at that with the HSI stakes that have been sold back to the Icosa contract. So we're going to look at that. So in here, when we do the We Are All SA, you have to mint your What's NFTs, and of course you can use Ethereum, Wrapped, USDC, Hex, Hedron, or Maxi to do that, to mint yourself a What's NFT. And of course, the Hedron deployer is capturing all that value. And of course, we're going to have a look at that now. Let's have a look what the balances are like at the moment in terms of what people have put into the system. So we've got Ethereum there, 420 ETH there, currently worth 697,000. We've got Hedron, I think there's just under 1.6 trillion there, at almost $4 million. We've got Hex at the moment, 700, no way, really? 72,900,000 Hex, man, oh man. This is in addition to the HSI Hex. This is crazy, big numbers. So we've got, this is at $3.7 million in US dollars there. We've got $2.3 million in US dollars there. DAI, $1 million in DAI. Wrapped ETH, we've got 15 Wrapped ETH, that's 25K. And of course, the Maximus is huge, 26.7 million Maxi already, and this excludes the million that was sent to the burn address by the Hedron deployer. So some really cool numbers there. Now we're going to jump over to the HSIs. Obviously, I talked about 1,209 there at the moment. We're going to jump over to the so that is the updates there for the HSIs. So and the DApp. We're going to jump over to the Hedron whale bot here. Now I've added up all the whales here, so let me just make sure I've got them all. I did this about 2 hours ago, so let's see if I make sure I've got all the HSIs. So I'm going to go back to where I put my little heart. Let's keep tracking this. So cool. Let's have a look here. We've got some buys there. Jump through all that. Those are Hedron buys. I'm just looking for the HSIs. There are 200,000. So that is the last one. I'm going to include that one. That was 29 minutes ago. That's 200K. So we're going to take that and add it to my balance that are already added up and add that in. So let's change that to a 6. So we've had in the whale bot with HSIs, this excludes the smaller stuff, of course, just the whales. 6.6 million Hex are locked up in the last 24 hours for day number 10 for HSIs. Pretty impressive. That brings our accumulated total from the whale bot HSIs, excludes all the smaller retail book, which is going to be significant, right? But it excludes that. That's 95.2 million that's been locked up in HSIs. And probably most of this has been sold to the Icosa contract. Some of it, of course, just held by people. They just do HSIs anyway. But the majority of this will probably been sold to the Icosa contract. 95.2 million. Is that crazy numbers or what? That's pretty amazing. And that bodes super well, right? So I had, remember for my waterfall chart, I had this bigger pays better number of 150 million. And of course, that was kind of arbitrary, really, because that sort of potential fits well with the Maximus, because Maximus is based on staking pools for 150 million for bigger pays better bonus, but it was just arbitrary. But at the moment, we've got like 95 million gone through the HSI contracts here. Remember before when our Pulsechain online, we had something like over 350 million go through HSI stakes. Now we've got another 95 million. You can see some big numbers going through the Icosa, the HSIs. Really impressive numbers. And, congratulations, Alex. Really cool. But you also saw on the Hedron deployer, that there is 72.9 million Hex in here as well. So I mean, it's like that as well. So like some crazy numbers. You're talking like 170 million Hex going through the system already, without the smaller players as well. Like, and not even include the smaller HSIs, which do add up to quite a bit. So that is pretty cool. Now, the HSI cost at the moment, I think we've got Hex at about 5.1. So let me have a look at the HSI price on the chart there again. Let me have a look at that. So, yeah, Hex is at 5.1. So we'll put 5.1. This is just the little ARB one here. So we're going to put 5.1 in there. That'll give us an implied price of about $1.49 for one T-share, approximately one T-share. And what that give us there? So that would give us $1.49. We're currently at $1.53, so it's pretty close. My calculator is slightly higher than T-share. It's 1.01 T-share. So it's pretty good, close approximation. Excludes Hedron benefits, of course. You got to look at when they come up for sale on the liquidations. You're gonna have to look at that. See whether it's got H's, Hedron benefits and things like that. So that's cool. That is coming up there. Now the HSI buybacks. Now this is the chart I showed yesterday. And of course you can see, let me just increase that size there. But you can see let me pull that over there, that one there. Now I haven't done updated day number 10 because I only had a couple hours of that when I did this, like 5 or 6 hours. But you can see the massive amount of HSIs that were on day one. 2,500 there, 672, 432, 5 the next day. You can see them on the chart there. And of course, we're expecting a bonanza in November for the liquidations on the Hedron liquidations. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We've only got 3 there at the moment. But so far, we've got to have tons here. What, 4,800? We've got more than that. So it's probably close to 5,000 HSIs there being sold to the Icosa contract. So it looks pretty big. It's going to be a bonanza for, like I say, for people getting HSI stakes, for Hedron burn, for Icosa inflation and payouts to stakers. It's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be fun to watch. All right, that's kind of the wrap up for day number 10 on Icosa and Hedron. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know any comments in the chat that you've heard something else, some other alpha. Let us know. I mean, it's sharing is caring, right? So get in there for that. Now we're going to have the Hex daily stats coming up pretty soon. We've got day 996 hot off the press. We are currently in day 997. We just got into it, and we're heading towards 1,000 days. Can you believe it? So 2 more days after this. So that's what, 3 days including today, and then we're hitting day 1,000 the Hex journey. That is a really cool milestone. When people talk, people say any bad words about X, you can say, "What are you talking about? We've been around for 1,000 days." And we're coming up to year 3. It's pretty awesome. And we're growing and growing and growing. And you can see all that stuff on the blockchain. And, of course, here on Hex Daily Stats, we're going to check it out. And it's going to come up probably in about 10 minutes, so stay tuned for that. All right, cool. Let me close down a few things here. And close down some of the Icosa stuff here. Let me close all that down as well. Bam. And we're going to come back to that. Let me get in. We're going to get into the BNB charts. So let's talk about that. But before we do, let's get into some of the comments as well. See if we've got any insights around the Icosa or anything else that somebody might have heard. There are many content creators covering the topic, not on a daily basis, I don't think, but definitely on yield and other things. What else? Let's have a look here. Let's jump over here. Brizz says, imagine buying Brent oil instead of Hex. That's funny, Brizz. What else? That was back earlier. I missed that. All right, cool. We got what else we got there? Uncle Will says another day of Hex time. Yeah, we got up to that one, I'm sure. What else we got there? Great White's in the house. Good to see Great White. Check my pulse as well as in the house here. What's up, Superman? Good to see you. Check my pulse. Woo! Hello, Hexkins. I like that. Always good to catch Superman live, says AP. AP, always a pleasure to have you in the house. And get Hex there too. Good morning, Superman and team. I like it. Oh my goodness, look at Hedron go. Yeah, let's go back to Hedron there. You can see Hedron is performing like a boss there. 2466 at the moment. 2466. Looking really, really nice. Actually, let me just full screen that and get rid of the RSI. That's looking pretty good on there. Look at that chart. Looking pretty nice. Rosali says 1 billion WhatsApp points is equal to $1,000 or at least it was on the first couple of days. The average NFT is 1.1, $1,100. Nice insight there, Briz. Appreciate that. And a D Hex in house. Woohoo! Hex Force One. Excuse me. How much for the bill, G? I'm not sure what you mean there, Hex Force One. What else? Damn, 27 million maxi. Lol says Briz. Yeah, this number 1 whale. Hedron deploy is the number 1 whale for maxi. Fortunately, it seems to be benevolent, Briz. It seems to be benevolent. So it's who knows what's going to happen. Now, also for Maximus, they're going to have the treasury box. The mystery treasury box. It's kind of like a treasury box. They're going to have a mystery box. And I imagine the Hedron deployer and the mystery box, Origin account, Sacrifice, are they going to all be similar benevolent agencies for these the Hex ecosystem? It seems like it, doesn't it? Seems like it. Obviously, no expectations, but yeah, it does seem that way. Tracy says Hex per t-shirt is the absolute floor for now. 6.112 Hex. Woohoo! Says thousands of days of flawless functionality. Yeah, that's true. Hex is like a boss here. All right, cool. Let's get into the BNB chain. And of course, we've got the price of Pulse Dodge there at the same, almost looks the same as yesterday. It pretty much is. Just under 0.5% there at the moment for Pulse Dodge there, trying to etch itself back up there, but doing it in like a snail's pace there. We've got P33 is down at 12 cents there, also on the bottom, and not much happening there. Hey, but good. I want to give hats off to the team there, P33, for creating an integrated site. That's the beginning of trying to get the synergy between all their sites. They've got like six sites or so, and it was nice to see that they had done that. We went to Hex.pink, I think it was yesterday. Let's pull it up. Hex.pink, and it seems like they have got onto the fact that they need a integrated place. Now it's called Pulse VF, and it's got all their websites together. But they do need to work out how they're going to integrate all the users, because they've got a lot of users. Like Free Pulse there, I don't know what the numbers are at the moment, but last time it was somewhere between 100 and 150,000 users on there. So I mean, you can't waste all that economic energy. That's massive economic energy. And they've got some other cool, obviously Pulse Hot List there has also had a big sacrifice, and is fairly popular. It definitely serves a purpose in the market, and may blow up when Pulsechain launches there, in terms of doing really well for the ecosystem. And they've got some really good tools, this pink tool and the PRC20s. That gives you an idea of how much how much your copy on Pulsechain is going to be worth if you've got assets on Ethereum. And then they've got this track the stakes of the hex address there, which didn't open up for me yesterday. I'm not sure if that's going to open up today. Is it going to open up today? No, that seems to be having a problem opening up on my computer, at least. Customhex.com it's called. Kind of a cool site. So that is good to see that. All right, cool. Let's jump out of that. We're going to get back into the BNB chart here. So P33 down there. We've got IM, of course. IM having a bit of a move, actually. A little bit of a move there up to 1100. So trying to etch itself back. So doing it the hard way, though. Up it comes and down it goes. Of course, people profit down here. They sell here. And, of course, try and buy back here. Currently, at the moment, we're at 9551. Trying to get over this 10. If we can, build a base over the 10, the 1,000 there, or 10,000, as we say. It should be not too bad. Let's jump away from the BNB chain, though, and move over to the airdrops. And we're going to look at the weight token. Weight token holding up pretty well, actually, 7/10 of a penny. That's pretty good value for a free airdrop. Obviously, not many people have actually claimed or minted yet. And, of course, that means maybe 4 to 6%. And, of course, that means that there's a relatively limited supply. But no one's really pushed this super high, but it has done pretty well. As you can see, that's not too bad, given the average is pretty much bounced off, maybe 0.5%. Let's say 0.5% there. It seems to be up pretty good. It's almost 7/10 of a penny. Not bad. All right, cool. What else we got there? We got Pulse Dodge coin. Now, obviously, this is coming. Now, we're going to be looking like this could be quite fun. I think they may create quite a fun staking, minting type of DApp here with the, Dodge Bitcoin. And so it looks like this could be quite fun. It looks like it might be sooner than later, based on some of the teasing comments on Twitter. I did see that the founder to put a little apology out today, just around maybe goading too many people selling their Pulse Dodge or something, or talking about content creators that were some content creators that were talking not so well about Pulse Dodge coin, probably. But I really just think that they're really just a victim of Icosa launching, and the people just reallocate largely free assets that you get in Pulse Dodge that got priced up pretty high, and just reallocate it into the next big thing, which was Icosa, right? So that's probably just what happened there. So yeah, I actually didn't see, unless I missed it, and maybe I missed it, but I didn't see too much stuff around that. All right, cool. That is where we are with the airdrops. So looking forward to that. $4. Oh, I didn't even say the price, but $4.49 at the moment on PLSD, and it is recovering, right? It's recovering. Yesterday when we were talking about it was at $4. I think even $3.95. It's now up at $4.50. So that's pretty good. Good day in the office there for that one. And it's just flicked over to a new day. So there's a new candle here. So yesterday finished at a high, $4.53. So pretty good. It seems to be moving up there. Pretty strong support line too. If you think about it, we've got the tops here, the resistance, and this here was support. And it's kind of looking quite good at this price at the stage. And it's pulled back in the RSI quite nicely. So if they get out surprise minting staking, that could be really quite bullish for PLSD. All right, cool. That's pretty much the airdrops. And of course, we've got Hex daily stats coming out, day 996 coming out pretty soon. As Briz said, looks like we've got the minimum amount of payout the Hex per T-share. Pretty cool. Now, Hex is all about T-shares, so we're going to talk about that when it does come up. Other than that, there's not a lot of news out at the moment. We've pretty much covered most of the things. We've got Bitcoin at 21,350, Ethereum there at 1659, and way to go. Now, there's not a lot of news, but there's massive projects, right? So Icosa and Hedron is massive. It's still the minting phase for Watts has still got 4 days to go. We'll be covering that day 11, 12, 13, and 14. And of course, I'm going to talk more about Icosa in the second live stream today in 5 hours' time. I'll have the updated numbers for the HSI sellbacks and so forth. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. What else was I going to say? And then Maximus is coming very soon. Maximus is coming very soon. So what day is it today? The 25th Kiwi time. Another 3-4 days. So next week we could see some big news around Maximus, so maybe even on the weekend coming out from Dipcatcher. So stay tuned for that. That's big news. Because remember, the perpetuals could potentially eat up 600 million of Hex, and of course it's 150 million for the base, the trio, the Lucky, and the Decky token. That's massive supply sink for Hex. We've already seen that with the HSI buybacks. Some impressive numbers coming through there, and of course that bodes for the price longer term. And of course, it also is above normal behavior that's happening in the market. And yeah, looking positive, man. Next week could be pretty nice for the Hex ecosystem. Let us say that much. And of course, we have a little bit of price movement here. Now, I've talked about just the price movement, but of course, with Maximus coming next week, this thing could really rally. We saw already what happened with the Icosa rally. What will we get for the Maximus, which could be at a factor much higher? So let's wait and find out. The market will decide. And of course, yeah, how much of that 600 million? Let's say they get 600 million. How much will that buy on the market for Hex? Let's say 10%, 60 million. That could be huge, right? Really massive. We will find out, and of course, it's going to be massive for Maxi as well, because to get the team token, you need to put Maxi in, and 20% of the Maxi is going to get burnt. So who knows? Could be fireworks for all these chats. The other thing, of course, is that in September, we will not just have 4 charts. We're going to have 9 charts in the Hex ecosystem. 4 to 9. We're jumping from 4 charts to 9 charts in the Hex ecosystem. What a beastie boy. Further down the track, of course, we're going to have Power City Flex, and who knows who else is going to come in and build on top of the Hex contract at the second layer. Man, it's exciting. Pulsechain's not even launched. That's a whole nother set of price charts. You can see how we're growing. And these are not just growing with silly little dApps. These are powerful DeFi products, and it's exciting to see that play out. All right, so what was I going to bring up? I was going to bring up something. Just forgot what it was. But we'll talk about that later, maybe. I can't remember what I was actually going to bring up there. I was going to bring up some chart, but I can't remember. All right, cool. Let's move away. We're going to move away from that article too. And Maximus. Well, I was talking about Maximus. Was I going to say something about that? Yeah, I can't remember. It was something around that, but I can't remember what it was. Okay, day 996 is going to come up soon, so we're going to talk about that. Stay tuned. That got to be any minute now. Yeah, any minute now that will populate, so we'll come back to that. In the meantime, I'm going to leave it on these charts, and we'll get into any comments in the chat there. Let me pull this down further so we can see the results. Yeah, so next week could be a bonanza for Hex. Woo! No investment advice, but looks good to me. Hex Force 1 says highest of bakes. Yeah, I don't know actually if they've had any news out from the highest of stakes. I didn't actually, it's one of the ones I didn't check before the live stream. Let me have a look here. Highest of stakes, maybe. Let's have a look. Have we got anything in there? No, nothing in there. What I will do is pick up the Pulsetube. Now, Pulsetube, obviously, they're doing a great job. They just added Hex Token Socials on today, which was really nice. So that was cool. This is the one around Richard, right? Mystery guest was Richard Hart. Yeah, so that was a bit of a tease, right? So that was pretty funny. Give him a heart for that. Let me just jump over to the Pulsetube. And of course, I've asked the Pulsetube to add in a special feature. I love how they got the live streams on here now. So you can see Dip Catcher live, Freddy Quotes live, Hex Token, Idle Dog. Idle Dog's playing some like beat music on there. RH Max is on at the moment. So there's no shortage of content creators out at the moment. And of course, we're going to jump over to the all channels. Now I've asked them for a above 5555 category. So you're going to see channels that are above 5,555. And of course, they said they're going to add that on. So big hats off to the PulseTube. The cool thing I like about PulseTube is that they are neutral. They don't take any political positions. So I like that. That's very cool. You know, when I say talking about within our own community, and I get a bit sick and tired of all that stuff, you know, let's just disagree and move on with things, right? That's pretty much it. So we've got subs under 1,000, subs under 5555. And of course, we're going to get another category there over 55. It's kind of cool. As content creators, a bit of fun, really, more than anything. But of course, we've got Crypto 7 there, getting pretty close to the 555 club. Randy Alaski as well. So you feel free to throw them a subscriber to get them over to 555. But we're going to have a category, and we'll know how many YouTubers are over 555 after that. So we're a little bit of fun, but it's cool. The bigger the channels get, the better, right? Because Pulsechain's coming. Can you imagine what it's going to be like? They're going to blow up. So if you're looking at getting into you know, promoting Pulsechain, PulseX, and Hex and other projects right there in the ecosystem, then get into it. Just do it. Get out there and do it. Really is a good idea. And do something that you want to talk about, though, so that you feel comfortable. You don't have to stream every day. You can stream once a week, whatever, as long as you know what you want to talk about and get into that. So cool. All right, cool. You can see if we look at the new channels that are under 1,000 subs, spreading the word. You can see all these channels. You know, just the Tip Hex just looks like they've just started. They've got 16. So they've just started their exceedingly expectations. They just started 62 subs. You know, there's also some of the community sites there as well. So, you know, everyone can get in and start spreading the word. When Pulsechain launches, it's going to be absolutely, a completely busy place. So definitely going to be a lot of fun. So get out there and do that. So cool. That is some of the cool stuff there. Now, I was going to jump on to the Hex Token channel because I want to show the socials. That was the real reason why I came to this channel. So here we are down Hex Token. We're going to check on there. Now they've added the socials there, so you can get to the Hex Token channels there with the socials. So that's pretty cool. Thanks to PulseTube. Nice one. All right, cool. Jump out away from there. Don't forget to follow them on Twitter as well. They've got 715 followers, but deserve a lot more. So I'm going to post a copy of that, copy of the link to tweet in there if you want to go and follow them on Twitter and go do that. Woohoo! All right, cool. That is the link right there. All right, cool. Let me jump over to a few other things. Big Owner says the channel will do 100x subscribers next bull cycle. I like how you're talking there, Big Owner. And 555 easily. I like that. Yeah, well, I did see that BitBoy today. I guess is arguably the biggest crypto channel. I'm not aware of anyone bigger in terms of subscribers. The engagement's not the highest on their channels, but they've certainly got a lot of subscribers. Apparently he was going to do a defamation case against another crypto person, and of course apparently that's fallen flat very, very quickly. Yeah, there is a little bit of drama up there at the top of the food chain there in crypto. And Brazil says also Hart's Law will also drag the price of PLSD down, says Briz. Yeah, nice insight there, Briz. I like that. That's a good one. Do we get a copy of Superman when PLS launch, says Brennan? No, we don't. So like I said, I know that a couple of channels, was it Zen that's done a token, and I know that Silvertooth is dropping a free token. So if you haven't claimed that, go claim that on Twitter from Silvertooth. Obviously, that's free. Apparently, free airdrop to wallet, so you can get on the Silvertooth one there. But yeah, I'm not looking at doing a token or anything like that. If that's what you're referring to, Superman token. I don't know. It'll probably get done by Disney. But yeah, we're just here to promote Pulsechain, PulseX, and Hex. That's pretty much, and help the community. That's pretty much what we're doing on this channel. So cool. Rashad says, fingers crossed. Yeah, fingers crossed. Get to 55 likes, says Big Owner. Yeah. DB Cooper says, hi, everybody. What did I miss? Pulse today, sir. One day closer, Mr. DB. One day closer, a beat closer. Yeah. Christine's in the house. Hey, Christine, good to see you. How can I start? I am a total beginner in Hex, but I have Hex stakes and other DeFi projects. Hey, Christine, what I would do is I did a video on staking Hex yesterday. So there's a video just the other day on Hex. But what I would do is get into our Discord. So the link to Discord is in the video description. And we've got a couple of people in there in the general chat that can help you. And we've got Brian. that can help you out there. We've also got Fat Sammy as well. Those two moderators particularly help a lot of people on board, and they can have a chat session to you with in the voice chat. They can talk to you there as well if you want further help. But definitely get into our Discord. It's a good place to help you onboard yourself into the Hex staking and things like that. In any case, lots of staking videos on this channel, and of course, you can check those out. I just did one, 2 days ago, I think it was, on Hex staking. But definitely check that out, Christine. And welcome to the family. Now, Hex is the ultimate in staking tokens and crypto because it has a very clever share rate in it. You're going to enjoy that. It really does, really cool. The price entry for Hex is really good at the moment too, and you're also going to get a copy. So it's about 5.1 cents. You're going to get a copy of your Hex on Pulsechain for free when Pulsechain launches. So that's going to be about 2.5 cents per token, basically, if you think of it like that. So it's a 2-for-1 deal at the moment. Pretty nice. All right, cool. No, not token, just yourself, says Brennan. Yeah, it's funny, Brennan. Hey, I get it. Get ETH on Coinbase, send a MetaMask and trade. Yeah. Go to hex.com. Yeah. So the best place to start, obviously, is with the website itself. But definitely you can get all the details. So there is the website, hex.com. Basically do your investment due diligence and then click how to buy if you're happy with what you see. And you can get a MetaMask, buy some Ethereum, swap for Hex, and stake it on go.hex. That's pretty much it. Thanks, Pris, for that. But also get into Discord. You will get some help from some of our moderators like Brian and so forth. They're very helpful in that way. All right, cool. Let's jump away from that. And what else we got there? Brett Smith says, bought and staked more Hex, Hedron, and Icosa today. Nice one there, Brett. Got to give the old bow down to the true Hex skin there. That's pretty impressive, Brett. Many thanks. I will do so. Nice one, Christine. Welcome to the family as well. Rosalie says, yes, one of us. Yeah, one of us will. Yeah. Andrew Reynolds, g'day from Sydney. Hey, Andrew, good to see you in the house. Aussie. Oi, as we say. I love it. And lots of love from Christine. Nice one, Christine. Good to see you again. And yeah, lights beneath there. Nice with the rocket and emojis. We love it. All right, let's see if the Hex Daily Stats has come out. Day 996 is hot off the press. So Hex has been around for 996 days, heading towards 1,000 days. Pretty amazing. Founded by pretty much the best game theorist in crypto, Richard Hart. Pretty awesome there. And of course, the 24th of August, 2022 is the date. We got the price up 3.1% at 5 cents there. A very good entry price after reasonable pullbacks and market prices are in the game. This is the way it goes over time. Bitcoin's had many of them. Ethereum's had many of them. Hex also has many of them, but Hex has particular fundamentals that are superior to those ones, and you need to learn about those. One of them, of course, is the share rate, and we're going to talk about that now. We've got Hex payout per T-share, 6.13 Hex per T-share. The share price at the moment is $1,185 for one T-share. T-share stands for trillions of shares, and of course, when you're doing these mathematical things, you need very large numbers to make them work. And of course, we've got the T-share rate is at a dot day today, so no increase in the T-share rate. Is currently at 23,243 Hex per T-share. Now, the T-share rate reflects compound interest. It means that people that stake longer do better than people stake shorter. And, of course, it's only going to go up and to the right and based on people's returns that they get. So it's pretty impressive. Now, obviously, this is the current price if you want to do short staking. But if you want to do long staking, when you stake your Hex actually gets burned. And you don't get that back until the end of your stake period. And of course, in return, you get shares. Shares are like you would have shares in a company. It's kind of like you have shares in the Hex reward pool. So Hex has a reward pool, has an ownership pool, and those ownership pools have T-shares in them. And of course, they own the reward pool. So that's pretty easy to understand, a reward pool and the ownership pool. And of course, if you change any of those numbers, they change the Hex payout per T-share as well. Now, obviously, every year that you stake your Hex, you get 20% more shares. So over 10 years is the maximum period. And so basically you can get this for a third of the price if you stake it, if you do a 10-year stake length. So that's pretty much that. So cool. The average stake length, 6.55 years. That's the average period that people have staked for. 6.55 years, so 6.5 years. Pretty impressive. The annual percentage yield rate, yield and emergency in-stake penalties. Now, yield is the inflation rate. So in Bitcoin, the miners get paid inflation. In Hex, the stakers mint their own inflation, and they get paid the inflation. So it's superior from Bitcoin from that point of view. So superior because we've got a share rate from other staking coins. So this makes it superior, but also superior from Bitcoin because you get paid the inflation and not a miner. The miner has to dump the Bitcoin on your heads to pay for their electricity costs and, of course, their mining equipment, which they have to continually upgrade probably every 18 months to 2.5 years, somewhere in that ballpark. And, of course, you don't have to do that, right? You can just scrape interest or whatever else you want to do there. So that's pretty cool. 37.77% is the APY, looking pretty nice. The amount of liquidity in the pool, obviously, this is a big determinant on how the price moves up and down. And of course, we've moved down from 216 million hex yesterday down to 200 million hex today. The amount of USD in the pool is 14.4 million USD in the pool yesterday. Is now moved up to 14.8 million USD. The ETH has gone from 1,313 to 1,377. We have basically 4 main trading pairs, the USD and the ETH pairs. But now we also have, obviously, Hedron and PLSD and other pairs as well moving around. All right, so let's jump away to the T-shares. This is the ownership pool. Remember, we have a reward pool with the inflation and penalties in it, and we have the ownership pool. The T-share, the ownership pool is now at 10,462,226 T-shares, so a trillion shares. And, of course, the change in T-shares is up 5,734, which is pretty big on today. And, of course, those are large holders that are restaking. Let's jump away through to the amount of coins that are staked. So 9.65% of all coins are staked at the moment, which gives us a high APY. The rest of it is really held in the operational account, as I call it, the origin account and its daughter addresses there. So we're at currently 9.65%, which means that we've got 62 billion hexes now staked at the moment. And of course, probably about 12-13% of that, maybe around about 7.4 billion is held by the origin account, the operational account, as I call it, which helps, moderate inflation and the APY returns in the ecosystem, kind of like a Federal Reserve Bank, but one that works benevolently, it seems. All right, so cool. Hex penalties, 260,000 hex today, pretty low on that one. And of course, that means people are keeping to their staking responsibilities the last couple of days in particular. Now, these are some of the cool metrics we're getting into now. That current stakers up 157 stakers to 106,018. So well done, everybody. That's a really good staking numbers and really enjoying that. And of course, Icosa has played a big role in that with the HSI staking as well. Current holders up 9 to 309,000. So that's how many current holders of Hex there are at the moment. And of course, if we look at the total numbers over time, up 181 to 133,000 total stakers. And of course, the total holders up 323 to 488,492. Not too far away from 500,000, right? So that's kind of a cool vanity metric there. In any case, we're up to day 997 only, including today, 3 days away from the big 1,000 days. And we'll have to do something for that, surely. Yeah, we will. Hey, look, we got some decent penalties in there at the moment. Just came out of the gate there, 1.7 million for today already. So if you're staking T-shares, you're getting paid. You're getting paid inflation and the penalties. So way to go. So cool. There we are at the moment. And of course, let's have a look at the global stakes. We've got a big stake coming out here, coming up. Oh, look at that. Woo! That's coming up pretty fast, man. It's the 25th of August, so it's coming up pretty fast. Let's have a look at the end of the year, the staking ladder. Let's look at the end of the year. Let me go further. That will do. And let me just pull in this is the remaining year, 2022. And we've got, some short staking candles here. But this big one is the last big billion candle that we've got. And look at this, at least for a long time. And of course, this is 1,257,000,000 X. Now, this was recently about 800 million. It's been topped up with the biggest stakes that we had come out in the beginning of August. But this is coming out in 1st September. Most of this will probably just restake. And what else we got going on here? Some other candles. Most of the stuff is just that front running stuff, short stakers that basically scrape interest. And they're typically, 1 to 3 months long. A lot of these can be, if they're really large, they do like 7-day, 14-day scrapes. But a lot of them do 30 days, 60 days, 90 days type of thing. So that's the front of our wave, as we call it, in terms of global stakes. But you can see the rest of it is pretty low. So the rest of the year is looking pretty low. But we'll see some of these candles here pop up around here. Now, they're slowly going to keep continuing to break up and break up and break up as we move forward until we hit another another big billion candle, which I'm not sure when that is, but that's probably coming up later on. So cool. Looking nice, as we say, looking good. All right, so that is pretty much it for the stats. Let's get back to the charts. We've got Hex at 5.1 cents at the moment, looking good. Next week could be really good, particularly if we get Maxi launching as anticipated, and particularly if we get a decent amount of whatever goes in there. If it's a super success and we get like Maxi was super successful. We were looking at 150 million Maxi, and we ended up getting 294.3 million. That was almost 2 times the high value. And we thought 150 million might be a hard ask, but that ended up being very easy. And of course, we'll see what the perpetuals do. The 1 year, the 3 year, the 7 year, the 10 years as well. Remember the 7 year lucky token that comes out just before all the big stakes do in 2030. So it's going to be fun to see that. All right, cool. And yeah, that's coming up potentially next week. Let's see how we get on. All right, that is where we're at the moment. We've got Hedron at the moment at 2,459, looking pretty nice. And we've got Maxi at 77% premium over Hex. And we've got Icosa there at $1.53, pretty much based on a T-share, really, as I showed earlier. All right, I think that's probably it. And the BTC, 21,442. Ethereum at 666. Will we get a second wave for the merge coming up in the 15th of September? That's like 20 days away. And will we get another rally potentially next week with that? We'll have to wait, of course, for the symposium with the Fed interest rates. That will give us volatility. Doesn't mean that we won't get a nice little move again, a second wave on Ethereum in anticipation for the merge. But we will have volatility from the Fed there coming on. We'll see what they do. All right, I think that's it. We're going to close that down, and we're going to close down the Hex chart. That's where we're at the moment. And of course, if you want to get the Discord, the link's in the video description. Join in there. Let's see who else has just joined today. Raro Bro. Nice to see Raro Bro and ours there. And what should we give Raro Bro? We'll give Raro Bro a Gen Hex. How about that? Gen Hex will like that. And way to go. Let's get into it. All right, so we're going to wrap up now. I'll be back on live stream in 5 hours' time. So you'll see me again. And, of course, Pulsechain, Pulsex, and Hex. And we'll be bringing a bit more information to the table then. And so we'll see you in 5 hours' time. I'll play out probably a couple of videos too as on its encore after I close out here. What else we got? We've got a couple more comments, though. Let's get into it. Once again, a big shout out to Brett, who bought more Hex, Hedron, and Icosa today. That's some alpha drop right there. And where else we're going here? Welcome to the family, says Brennan. Welcome to the family, as we say. Welcome to the family. Yeah, true that. Brennan says, make sure you store all your coins on a cold storage, your own bank. That's correct. So we obviously prefer decentralized crypto, but you are your own bank, which means you have your responsibilities to look after your security. And don't click on any phishing sites or any random airdrops or random tokens and things like that. Look after yourself there. What I was going to say is, what else I was going to say about that? I think that was it, really. All right, cool. Hey, Christine says, thanks all. Glad to be here. Hey, welcome. We're a pretty good community. And, of course, this channel in particular is a no-drama channel and a family-based channel. So we try to keep to those principles. And the Discord is really about good community and good information. So we have lots of useful links there. If you're new to Hex and Pulsechain and Pulsex, all the cool links are here that you could possibly want, and you can check those out as well. I've also got new token links here as well. So over 100 projects in the Pulsechain, probably 130 or so. I need to probably update that number. And also sacrifice projects. There's also the Pulse Police. Of course, they check out a lot of contracts before people claim them and things like that. So it's quite a useful service. Now, just remember, just because there's a project in Pulsechain, it doesn't mean that it's not necessarily a scam or a bad project. In other words, it's going to perform really badly. So you must use your due diligence. Don't rush into any projects, particularly sacrifices. If you see a sacrifice and someone's promoting it to you, don't just rush into it. Do some due diligence because there are scams out there. So take care, be careful, and to get yourself educated is the way to do it. And, of course, ask some questions about it in the chats. You can do that. We've got new token chats here. And, of course, we've got other people in there as well. So, cool. I'll have to double check that one. But, yeah, get into that. All right, cool. Let us wrap up here. We're going to go back to the charts. That's what we got at the moment. Hedron there, 2,500. Woohoo! Looking green, green, green. Hex on the move up to 5.1 cents, looking good. Next week could be really stellar with the Maximus coming out, and of course $1.54 for Icosa and Maxi at 77% premium, looking not too bad at all. Brendan says, yes, don't click random dusting or phishing scams. Absolutely. 100% with Brendan on that. Already got 4 Watts NFTs. Well done, Kung Tech Fu. Yeah, if you're doing Watts NFTs, it's good to get a couple because as soon as you claim the yield, you're out of the pool. So you get paid forever, remember. Particularly, there's going to be a massive inflation payday in November. So with the HSI sales. So that's why you're seeing quite a lot of bullishness in the Hedron Icosa ecosystem there too. Get Hex. It's an offer you can't refuse. Yeah, get Hex. Hex is the way to go. This is the ultimate. And of course, we're almost running at 1,000 days. It is the boss there as well. Sandra in house. Hey, family. Good to see Sandra. Smash that like button. Absolutely. We're going to wrap up now, though, Sandra. You just come at the end, unfortunately. But that's the way we go. I'll see you in 5 hours' time. Let's play out some cool music and some cool alpha videos on the way out. What should we play? We'll play a couple of cool stuff around Pulsechain. And so this is some alpha around Pulsechain. Should we play some of those alphas around Pulsechain? I think so. We'll play the last 2 anyway. Where are we going here? Let's get on this one. Yeah, we'll play this one. This will be enough. Enjoy yourself. I'll catch you soon. Bye for now. Take care.
Pulsechain does the world's largest free airdrop. I should probably tell them. Let's do it. If you guys have any coins on Ethereum, ERC20s, Hex stakes, Ethereum itself, you're going to get a free copy of all that on a chain I created called the Pulsechain. You can go play around the testnet right now. Go play with your coins. Pulsechain.com. Awesome. It's going to help get the Ethereum fees down. It's got higher throughput. It's deflationary. It burns 25% or more of the fees. There's no inflation. It never mints new coins. And it's going to be the world's largest free airdrop. So people love free money, and they don't like high fees. And this addresses all those issues. It's really cool.
So I put 10,000 into it early, super early. I bought the rumor, right?
Right.
What kind of return?
I never speak about. I'm very careful as a founder. Elon Musk isn't, so he gets sued by the SEC all the time. Right. I don't have a security. There is no critical managerial entrepreneurial effort. There is no pool into which people put money with the expectation of profits so it can work with others. This is very specific legal language I'm using to show you that Hex removes the risk of securities. There is no middleman that can screw you. You always mint your own rewards. You always perform your own labor. You are the network. You are the effort. And so I'm very careful to make price predictions. And I almost never make them. I do them for Bitcoin. I do them for Ethereum. But in Hex, I almost never make them. And it's also harder to predict Hex, to tell you the truth, because it's such, the price moves around so much. Right. It's harder to predict. So Bitcoin did 690 million %, which is a 690,000x. It did. Ethereum did about 20,000x. It went from 31 cents at the crowd sale on average. You could have bought it earlier and got it lower, or you could have bought the dip on Kraken when it went to like 15 cents. Now it's $1,600. Was 5,000. So it did probably 20,000x. Hex did a 10,000x. I can list you a lot of other coins that did a lot of X's. In cryptocurrency, doing a lot of X's is very possible. And so could Pulse do the same 10,000x that Hex did in the same time frame, or possibly even quicker? Yes, it could. The likelihood of that event, I don't know. And that's an important number. I'm a smart dude, but I can't predict the future.
Just like you just said earlier.
Right. Yeah. So could it do a 10,000x in 620 days, 623 days? Sure, it could. That's what Hex did. So I when I invented Hex, I wanted it to outperform Ethereum, and Ethereum had done a 14,000x in 2.5 years, is what it did. It went from 31 cents to $1,400, maybe $1,500, depending on what exchange you're using. And it did that over 2.5 years. And I said, well, we've got better game theory. I coined the term pumpamentals. I don't use that term as often because people are, don't think it's as funny as they once did. And so we beat that target. And now, I look at the Pulsechain chat room, there's 60,000 people in it. I look at the Hex chat room, there's only 40,000 people in it. And Hex has been around for years. Yeah. And it's I think Pulsechain has a lot of really strong advantages in that it's easier to understand. yeah, it's Ethereum, but it's faster, higher throughput, cheaper, and the world's largest free airdrop, and it saves the environment. Like,
no brainer.
No brainer, right? Like, it's no
This
brainer.
coin does something. This thing does something.
Yeah.